The fatheads upstairs say there's no greenbacks for new pictures, up to their elbows in sequels and remakes. It's no secret original scripts get a bum rap in this town, even if the writers are the cat's meow. So sit back and let me tell you about a new film called Noir, and how you can help make it happen.
On the line, we have Lee Anthony Smith, and I'm in the studio with Greg Bradley, and you both have been working on something called Noir. Tell us about what the story is, and briefly go through it.
Well, real simple. It's a story that takes place in 1949, Los Angeles, kind of the Hollywood's golden era, and it revolves around a detective who is hired to find a missing screenwriter. Is known for writing these really low-budget, bad B-movie monster films. Sort of like the B-movie version of the Wolfman and Dracula and Frankenstein, that kind of thing. And as he's searching for this screenwriter, though, he discovers that all of the screenwriter's enemies are winding up dead, killed in a similar way that the writer has written in his scripts. So hopefully we have a lot of mystery and suspense and some good scares for people.
We are big film noir fans, as well as the Universal monster movie, like Dracula, Wolfman.
Right.
Dracula was always one of my favorite the Universal monster films.
And that was on our Halloween episode, and that's when you guys were talking about Noir, and you were just finishing up doing pickup shots and things like that. And now it seems like we're almost done editing.
Yeah, we're very close. Right now we have a rough cut, and we're pretty excited about that. And right now we're getting ready to put together a IndieGoGo campaign for Noir to finish all the rest of the post-production. How many special effects would you say we have, Tony, on our film?
I haven't counted exactly, but it's well over 100. So I mean, we got like Star Wars type numbers here. Most of it's simple green screen, background replacement kind of thing. I mean, the whole style of the movie is similar to Sin City. So even though we did shoot probably 60-70% of the movie on location, a good portion of the film is shot in front of a green screen. So there's a replacement of backgrounds and that kind of thing. And we're doing miniatures and stuff like that since the period. The movie, first of all, is a period piece that takes place in 1949. So we were able to use some old cars in the film. Very limited because of our budget, and for like the bigger scenes where you see the cityscape and everything behind us, we have to use miniatures in order to be able to sell that scope.
I think it's interesting that we grow up playing cars, toy cars, and even as adults we're still playing with toy cars.
Yeah.
We have a war sequence where we have remote controlled tanks.
Yeah.
That are about 1/16th scale of the real thing. And I have to say, those were a lot of fun to play with. Yeah, it's funny when you get miniatures and if you shoot them correctly, it's hard to tell. We usually have to tell people that, no, that was a miniature shot, I think it's even better than using CGI. I mean, we're using a combination of CGI and actual models and things like that. But I have to say the models, if you light them correctly and shoot them correctly, it's really difficult to tell.
When did it first come about, the script?
Well, the idea came about, probably close to 20 years ago. But we finally got around to just writing the script and said, well, heck, let's just do it. And we wrote it, and it was probably one of the easiest scripts that we've written. It just kind of seemed to flow. While we were shooting, we were one of probably the last people to actually shoot at the Formosa bar over there on Santa Monica, which it's the famous place where they they had all the movie stars pictures up on the wall and things like that. And it's kind of bittersweet because we were so excited to be able to actually shoot a scene there. And then after we shot it, a few months later, we found out that they were closing the doors. And now I guess they've completely remodeled it, and it's a completely different place now, which that place has been around since, I guess, almost 94 years or something, or 90 years, something like that. I can't remember exactly what time, but yeah. And another bar that we shot at was
the
Good Luck Bar. And same thing. I mean, we just found out a week ago that they're closing the doors on the Good Luck Bar.
Oh, that's too bad. So a lot of this has been, with very low budget, but the people that have been involved with it, I mean, you've got a great cast of people, and then the people that came out to give you locations and things like that.
Well, I mean, we were very lucky, I mean, and you're right. I mean, in a nutshell, we were just tired of asking permission to direct our own scripts. I mean, we would get our projects set up at the studios, either through option or purchase. And, we did get one of our films made, War, a few years back with Jet Li and Jason Statham, which was a thrill to us. But, when you sell a script, it ceases to be your vision. It then becomes the director's vision and the producer's vision and everybody else.
And I think when we gave out our scripts, we've had so many of our cast come back to us and say, not only is this a really great script, but we don't get opportunities like this to play a character like this. And so we start to galvanize a community of working actors and editors and and people and makeup artists who want to do something special.
I actually worked on some of the makeups. You had a couple other people, which was good. But yeah, I got to get back into doing some makeups for. I think I did the vampire and the wolf man. Well, we kind of used the wolf man as a mask, but we
the werewolf one was
the werewolf. Yeah,
was a great job.
Yeah,
of what you did on that one.
So I'm hoping that
was more of that was actually a physical presence too, because the werewolf that we have in the film looks gigantic.
Yeah,
he looks huge, and that was some very very inventive use of clothing and padding and
right.
Stuff that we had access to, that if you didn't do it exactly the right way, it would look really silly. But the way it came off was actually one of our favorite scenes of the whole film. It's really pretty shocking.
We had a film critic character that I've seen with his head on. So
I think the joy of Noir, filming it, and also I think the joy of what people will find watching it, is that outside of it being kind of a noir monster movie, it also satirizes Hollywood. A great film that we kind of was very much inspired by was Billy Wilder's Sunset Boulevard. So we go back into the studio system, and the scene that Jim is talking about is at I think it's like a 1940s Hollywood movie premiere, and where we get a chance to play around with we have a character that's a critic watching a musical, and at that time, towards the end of the 40s, musicals start to become more and more popular, and the monster movies start to become more and more campy. And so Hollywood was already moving into a new area, where color films were starting to become more and more the thing.
You guys are having an event on May 5th. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're launching our IndieGoGo campaign this May 5th. This is going to, hopefully help us raise enough funds to finish the effects, sound mix. So it's just going to enable us to finish the post-production process so we can get the movie finished and get out there to the public. So we still have a lot of work to do with special effects. As Greg was saying earlier, we pretty much finished the edit now. We'll probably still tweak it a little bit here and there, but basically we feel really good about the story now, and it's just now getting those technical things finished, the special effects, which are very numerous, which is going to, be very time consuming and needs a lot of manpower to do that. So we just need to be able to afford to have those effects polished and done, and as well as the sound, and to get it, cleaned up, chopped up, and ready to screen at the theater.
Also, too, it allows people, because we've had quite a following. There's been a really decent noir fan base that we've had that's followed us since we started. And a lot of them are asking, when is the movie going to be finished? And can you share some behind the scenes clips and stuff like that? So I think this IndieGoGo campaign, which will be on May 5th, will allow us to be able to share this with our fan base and other people that's interested in cinema and interested in movies, and or just interested in maybe contributing to a cause of our project that's unique and different, like this one is. So, and in the IndieGoGo campaign, we're going to show actual clips of the film itself. So you'll be able to see a couple of clips of what the film looks like. We're going to have a new trailer that's going to be presented on our IndieGoGo campaign. We'll have tiers for different pledges. So it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to share this with our noir community and fan base. And also, too, we will have we're going to kind of throw a little bit of an event at our studio if anybody's in the Los Angeles area. But if you want to know more, follow us at Noir the Film on our Instagram page as well as our Facebook page, and we'll start showing updates on the events and how you could possibly be a part of that if you're interested.
Well, I want to thank both you, Tony Smith and Greg Bradley, for coming in and talking about their film Noir. And again, you can check that out. Look for their Noir the Film on Facebook
and Instagram.
And you might be able to come see it.
Cool.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
thanks, Jim.
All right. Well, thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Ambassador Good Time Ear Tango Radio Hour. Okay, there. That sounds better.
That was awesome.
That was great.
That? All right.